Viewers, from Bihar to Parliament, the showdown over the voter list revision exercise continues. This morning, day 3 of the monsoon session of Parliament saw members of Parliament from the opposition holding a protest against the exercise being conducted by the Election Commission. But that's not all. MPs from opposition parties also came with black bands and scarves and held a protest on the steps of Makar Dwar of the Parliament today, raising slogans claiming that this exercise amounts to stealing elections. Rahul Gandhi and SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav were seen standing next to each other during the protest. Meanwhile, in Bihar too, opposition leaders held a protest in the assembly premises over EC's special intensive revision of electoral rolls in poll-bound Bihar. In fact, RJD leader Tejashwi Yadav also made a big declaration. He says that the party may even boycott the upcoming elections in Bihar because the party would rather not contest the elections than contest polls that are rigged.
महाराष्ट्र में इन्होंने चीटिंग की। हमने सवाल पूछे इलेक्शन कमीशन से, वोटर लिस्ट दिखाइए। इन्होंने वोटर लिस्ट नहीं दिखाई। हमने कहा कि वीडियोग्राफी दिखा दीजिए, वीडियोग्राफी का कानून बदल दिया। 1 करोड़ नए वोटर्स आए थे महाराष्ट्र में और इलेक्शन चोरी किया। हिंदुस्तान में इलेक्शन चोरी किए जा रहे हैं, ये रियलिटी है हिंदुस्तान की। कर्नाटक में हमने भयंकर चोरी पकड़ी है। मैं ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में आपको दिखाऊंगा, इलेक्शन कमीशन को दिखाऊंगा, ठीक है, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में कि कैसे चोरी की जाती है, कहां की जाती है। कर्नाटक में ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में है हमारे हाथ में, ठीक है, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट।
पक्ष एक तरीके से इस पर भी आपस में बातचीत कर सकता है कि चुनाव का आप लोग बाइकआउट कर दें कि भाई अपने खुद से लड़ो और जो करना है।
नहीं, हो सकता है, इस बात पे भी चर्चा हो सकती है। वो हम लोग देखेंगे कि जनता क्या चाहती है और सब लोगों का क्या राय है। अगर ऐसा करना पड़े, जब आप बेईमानी से सब कुछ आप तैयार कर रखे कि उसको इतना सीट देना, उसको इतना सीट देना है, तो चुनाव ही मत कराओ। तो इस पर देखा जाएगा क्या करना।
All right, and remember, viewers, what the Election Commission is saying regarding all this. They've confirmed that 52 lakh voters are at the risk of being dropped from the list, of which 28 lakh people have shifted to other seats, while 20 lakh have been identified as dead. 7 lakh voters enrolled in 2 places and hence face the risk of being removed from the voter rolls. Now, while BJP leaders and allies in the NDA have defended the exercise by the poll body, saying that EC is conducting this exercise to weed out bogus voters, and as promised by EC, no genuine voter will be left out. BJP has also dared Rahul Gandhi and Tejashwi Yadav to name any eligible person who's been left out and not included in the electoral roll. Listen in.
हिमाचल में कैसे उनकी सरकार चुनाव मशीनरी हम चुनाव इलेक्शन कराते हैं, स्टेट की मशीनरी से कराते हैं। उनको अगर इस बात का ज्ञान नहीं है और इसके बाद अपनी सरकार पे आरोप लगा रहे हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि शायद नेता प्रतिपक्ष की जो होनी चाहिए वो इस जिम्मेदारी का भी निर्वहन नहीं करता।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining us on the show are our guests, Shazia Elmi, BJP National Spokesperson. We have Patabi Ram Komareddy, TDP National Spokesperson. Parimal Kumar is JDU Spokesperson. Ashwini Kumar Mishra is Congress Leader. We have Anish Gawande, NCP SP National Spokesperson. Professor Badshah Alam is RJD's National Spokesperson. Let me start first and foremost with Ashwini Kumar Mishra. Ashwini Kumar Mishra, you're saying this is a deja vu of what happened in Maharashtra. Today, the Maharashtra CEO has put out, in fact, a tweet saying that everything has been clarified on time. And where is this new question of what happened in Karnataka coming from? I thought you have a government there that's completing half its term. Now, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is remembering that there was fraud conducted in Karnataka, sir?
Madhav, we have been asking election commissions and integrity from the very first. This whole process of using EVM and then this SIR in Bihar, or even the voter increment in Maharashtra, there has been a lot of discrepancies, and we had asked simple data to the election commission, which they have not provided, though they have asked us to come multiple times to have a discussion with them. I don't understand this. Then we have asked a simple question, simple data, which supposed to be given by Election Commission. Why they are not supplying that data?
But why have courts then not ordered them to give this data? Please tell me. Why have courts rejected such petitions and not ordered them thus far if they are legally mandated to give this data which you so require? I am unable to understand why are courts not doing so. Perhaps they may in the future. I'm not discounting that. But at least at the moment, whatever petitions have been there in the courts have not been successful in that regard. And it's been an issue for quite a few months now, Mr. Mishra.
Because BJP has changed the law itself, BJP has changed the rule itself, and court has to abide by the legislation. Court cannot create their own laws, and law itself is changed by the BJP government. And what is happening in Bihar is essentially the death of the democracy, where we are removing the people of India from their voting rights. As per the last time I read the constitution, anyone who is Indian citizen and 18-year-old supposed to give votes. But in Bihar, you are cutting down the votes of Indian citizens. And same time, you are telling this exercise is not to testify the citizenship. So what?
Sir, which Indian citizens? Now, specifically those who are dead, those who have been, registered in two places, or those who have migrated. To the best of my understanding and from what I read out, those are the categories of people who are being removed. Who are the sitting voters, eligible voters who are being left out of the roll? Tell us, can you give us the names is the question BJP is asking you.
Madhav, the way this whole exercise is being done, where the forms are being collected, there has been a lot of incidents where we have seen the BLOs are not doing their job properly. Election Commission is also acting.
And what are your agents doing there?
Of government. So the apprehension is this.
What are the BLAs doing there? What are the agents of various political parties, including opposition parties, supposed to do? They are part of this exercise, are they not? There are over 1.7 lakh such agents from what I know.
Have an authority.
It is their job to ensure that these people who are eligible and have the right to vote get their names enlisted as far as the voter lists are concerned. What are they doing, sir?
Bihar has one of the highest illiteracy rate because of their 20 years of government of BJP and JDU. There are more than 25% people in Bihar who are even secondary dropouts. So understand the people. They will believe anything which is said to them. And we are expecting around 15% people, 10 to 15% people who will not be able to supply all these documents. They are being made fools.
Sir, how are the Jandhan accounts there? How is it 90% of them have submitted their forms? These are all questions that arise from what you're stating. But let me bring in others. Shazi Almi, the point is that within Bihar itself, a number of eligible voters are being denied their right to vote. They are not being included in the voter list. This is the charge Mr. Rahul Gandhi is saying and being repeated here by Mr. Mishra.
So Rahul Gandhi said a few things. He talked about Maharashtra elections being stolen, and he doesn't know clearly that Maharashtra High Court clearly said and stated that the Election Commission has done its job in an exemplary manner. There is nothing untoward or malafide, and there's no evidence whatsoever that there has been any discrepancy whatsoever. So this is what the Maharashtra High Court has said, and we know exactly what the Supreme Court ruling on Election Commission has been. Now, coming to our friend here from Congress, who is, raising this panic alarm about how many people are being kept out. First of all, sir, you must know that there are BLOs and BLAs. BLAs from 12 different parties will ensure once they see the electoral list, the draft of which will be available on 1st of August for everybody. They will know exactly who's there and who's not there. The work so far, 97% of the work has been done. And what has been found? What has been found that 5.56% of voters were not found at the address. 2.1% were deceased, मृतक घोषित किए गए हैं. उनके आप नहीं चाहते कि उनके भूत वोट दें, तो पता करना पड़ेगा और उसको हटाना पड़ेगा. That deletion is mandatory and the job of the Election Commission to do. 2.3 have permanently shifted. They are not there. They are registered in other places and they have their voter IDs and all details over there, whether it's electricity bills and others, and also their jobs. They do their jobs over there. So is it not? And there are 0.95 of voters or electors who are doubly enrolled. Now, don't you think if this is a bloated list, then it's a duty to clean it up? And why do you think that people who are not there, I mean, of course, people who would be voting on behalf of the dead?
All right. बादशाह आलम जी, आज इलेक्शन कमीशन ये कह रही है कि 98.01 इलेक्टर्स कवर किए गए हैं. 20 लाख लोग डिसीज्ड है, 28 लाख लोग परमानेंटली माइग्रेटेड है और 7 लाख लोग इलेक्टर्स हैं जो फाउंड एनरोल्ड एट मोर देन वन प्लेस है। 1 लाख इलेक्टर्स आर अनट्रेसेबल, 15 लाख इलेक्टर्स फॉर्म्स नॉट रिटर्न्ड और 17.17 इलेक्टर्स फॉर्म्स रिसीव्ड एंड डिजिटाइज्ड है। इस डेटा में आपको क्या, डू यू हैव एनी रीजन टू बिलीव दैट एनी ऑफ दिस डेटा इज रॉन्ग?
नहीं, ये डेटा बिल्कुल ही रॉन्ग है। इस पर तो कोई भी बिलीव नहीं कर सकता कि ये जो है 25 दिन के अंदर ये इतने बड़ा डेटा इन्होंने कलेक्ट कर लिया।
क्या रॉन्ग है इसमें बताइए?
सिटी है इस डेटा की।
नहीं, क्या रॉन्ग है स्पेसिफिकली बताइए। आप तो जेनेरिक स्टेटमेंट दे रहे हैं, कुछ स्पेसिफिक बात बताइए कि किस वजह से आप कह रहे हैं कि ये डेटा जो इलेक्शन कमीशन ने आज शाम को 6 बजे के बाद रिलीज किया है ये गलत है।
ये डेटा में कि इतने कम टाइम में ये पॉसिबल नहीं है कि 8 करोड़ जो है आप मतदाता को वेरीफाई करके और इस मानसून सीजन के अंदर और 88% 90% कह रहे हैं कि हमारे पास बीएलओ ने फॉर्म जमा कर दिया।
आपके पार्टी के कितने एजेंट इन्वॉल्व है आपको मालूम है सर? ब्लॉक लेवल एजेंट,
तरह से अपलोड किया है।
बूथ लेवल एजेंट्स कितने हैं आरजेडी के बिहार में?
नहीं, बूथ लेवल एजेंट कितने हैं आपके? 50,000 के आसपास है हमारे पास।
हाँ, 60,000। तो वो क्या कर रहे हैं? 60,000 एजेंट सो रहे हैं वो।
इस मानसून सीजन में डोर टू डोर जाना पॉसिबल नहीं है। जो इस वक्त बिहार का कंडीशन है भाई, आधे से ज्यादा।
सर एक मुझे ये बताइए सर, आप आरजेडी के स्पोक्सपर्सन हैं, हमें बस ये बता दीजिए किस डिस्ट्रिक्ट में बाढ़ है, क्यों पॉसिबल नहीं है जाना?
क्या ये सीमांचल के एरिया में बाढ़ नहीं है इस वक्त?
कौन से डिस्ट्रिक्ट में बताइए? सीमांचल में कहाँ आई है? पूर्णिया, मधेपुरा, सहरसा, कहाँ आई है बाढ़ बताइए?
ये आप कोसी के इलाके को नहीं जानते हैं क्या?
कोसी के इलाके को जानते, किस डिस्ट्रिक्ट में, कौन से शहर में, कहाँ पे डूबा हुआ है बताइए?
जाते हैं इनके।
आप बताइए हमें सर, कौन सा जगह डूबा हुआ है बताइए?
आप तो मतलब इस वक्त बिहार में कहीं कोई मानसून सीजन के कोई
सर मानसून है, कहाँ बाढ़ है, कहाँ पे लोग बाहर नहीं जा सकते, आप हमें बताइए ना। आप तो आरजेडी के प्रवक्ता हैं, आप ही नहीं बता पा रहे जगह का नाम।
देखिए 50% इस वक्त जो है मानसून सीजन में बिहार बाढ़ में डूबा रहता है।
सर जेनेरिक चीज मत बताइए, मैं जगह का नाम पूछ रहा हूँ, बता नहीं पा रहे हैं।
बीएलओ नहीं जा रहे हैं,
आप जगह का नाम ही नहीं बता पा रहे हैं सर।
और जो नहीं आपको नहीं आप ऐसी बात ही पूछ रहे हैं कि जो एसआईआर हो रहा है बिहार के अंदर, तो जो मेन मुद्दे है उससे आप खुद ही उस पर बात नहीं करना चाहते हैं कि किस तरह से एसआईआर कर रहा है।
सर एसआईआर की आपकी क्रिटिसिज्म अब तक ये है कि फिजिकली पॉसिबल नहीं है। मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ फिजिकली पॉसिबल क्यों नहीं है? आप कह रहे हैं बारिश हो रही है। अगर बारिश हो रही है और बाढ़ हो रही है तो किस जगह बाढ़ हो रही है बता दीजिए। आप अगर मानते हैं कि मैं गलत हूं, मुझे एक्सपोज करिए, जगह का नाम बताइए।
बारिश का मौसम भी आ रहा है। मैं गोपालगंज से आता हूँ।
परिमल कुमार जी, okay, I don't think you have an answer to this question. Parimal Kumar ji, would you like to answer the question? Where is it flooded in Bihar? Can you tell us the districts, the cities, the towns, and why is it physically impossible in monsoon to carry out such kind of an SIR? Tell us.
No, actually, you see, we are very glad because you see, Bihar is the typical example, and India itself is the typical example of monsoon worldwide. Actually, as far as the question of such type of issue is concerned, so please correct one information. Up to 6 p.m. today, more than 98% voters were covered. 90.89% voters were digitized. As far as the question of 56 lakh people, voters are concerned, which you are saying that they are deleted, they are not been deleted so far. Actually, they are likely to be deleted. And
this is what they have found.
Is performing the work in very transparent way.
Parimal ji, just answer my question. You know, your previous speaker from RJD, Parimal ji, one second, let's go one by one. The previous speaker from RJD said that this data is unbelievable, what EC is saying, because the monsoon conditions prevent such a intensive activity from door to door. क्या आप मानते हैं कि बिहार में कहीं बाढ़ है जिस वजह से इलेक्शन कमीशन के जितने भी ऑफिशियल्स हैं वो एक घर से दूसरे घर नहीं जा पा रहे हैं? आप पहले आरजेडी को जवाब दीजिए।
As far as the question of BLA is concerned, my BLAs are working door to door, contacting the voters door to door. Actually, it is possible. Why not possible? Whether Tejasvi Yadav will not campaign in the election if the area is flooded there. Actually, they are habituated to raise question on the on the constitutional institution, because Congress is murderer of the constitution. You know,
Parimal ji, I think you have not understood my question. I don't know what is the issue here, but let me quickly bring in Girdhari Yadav. We have a member of parliament from the JDU joining us, and Mr. Girdhari Yadav, I'm going to request other panelists to just stay on for just a few moments. Girdhari Yadav ji, आपने SIR के खिलाफ पोजीशन आज ली है. उन्होंने कहा है कि ये पूरी एक्सरसाइज जो है इसकी टाइमलाइन को लेकर आपको दिक्कत है. क्या दिक्कत है गिरधारी जी? क्योंकि आज की डेट में इलेक्शन कमीशन कह रही है कि 98% इलेक्टर्स ने को कवर किया गया इस पूरे एक्सरसाइज के द्वारा.
एक महीने से बिहार में बारिश हो रही है, भदवा फसल नहीं हुआ है. एक महीने से बारिश हो रही है, बिहार में भदवा फसल नहीं हुआ. जो BLO लोग हैं उनको आने जाने में बहुत कठिनाई है. हम लोग के पास मिलने में उनको कठिनाई हो रही है. जो बारिश हो रही है वो कहाँ जा पाएंगे? जो किसान है वो पहले अपना धान रोपनी करेगा, अपना धान का बीज डालेगा कि इसमें काम करेगा. उसको सबसे पहला बात है कि लंबे एक बिहार में पहली बार बहुत दिनों बाद
सर इस बार बिहार में
जो भी इलाका बिहार का है वो बारिश में वो कहाँ कागज लेके घूमेगा, किस साधन से लेके जाएगा? गांव, विलेज टू विलेज, घर घर, ये संभव नहीं.
सर कितना प्रतिशत हुआ है मानसून का इस वक्त गिरधारी जी?
और इसके पहले देश में जब भी हुआ है, जब कोई हम लोग 1984-85 से लेके इस राजनीति में एक्टिव है, उसमें जो शिक्षक होते थे.
गिरधारी जी, मैं आपसे एक सीधा सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ. आप कह रहे हैं इतनी बारिश हो रही है कि लोग जा नहीं पा रहे सड़कों पे
कम समय में.
गिरधारी यादव जी, आपको आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
सही. बारिश का जरा सा भी बारिश होगा तो लोग भीग के थोड़ी चला जाएगा. मान लीजिए खूब बारिश नहीं भी हो, आपको बता रहे हैं जो हम कह रहे हैं, आप खुद से जाके देखिएगा, DM से रिपोर्ट मांगिए कि बिहार में
बिहार में कहीं पे बाढ़ की स्थिति रिपोर्ट हुई है अब तक?
जो बाढ़ की स्थिति का बात हम नहीं करें. बारिश तो हो रही है महीनों दिन से.
सर बारिश हो रही है, ये इनके पास सर सरकारी ऑफिशियल्स के पास जाने के और भी ट्रांसपोर्ट के तरीके होंगे. वो जा रहे हैं डोर टू डोर, और अगर वो जा रहे हैं और इस तरह फॉर्म की डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हो रही है, कहां पे आप मानते हैं कि लोगों को लीव आउट किया गया है? किस जगह पे छोड़ा गया है?
पास क्या साधन है जो वो जाएगा? टीचर जो BLO आप बनाए उसके पास क्या सरकार ने साधन दिया है? वो घर घर जाएगा, वहीं बैठ के कर रहा है. हमको खुद से बुला के कह रहा कि करिए आप. हमने जो पोजीशन लिया है,
आपकी सरकार है,
पहली बार कोई वोटर लिस्ट.
गिरधारी जी मुझे एक चीज समझाइए, आपकी पार्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर है वहां पे, तो जो सरकारी तंत्र है, साधन तो आप ही वहां पे उपलब्ध कराएंगे उन्हें.
करिए,
आपने नहीं कराए क्या?
लेकिन समय बढ़ाइए. क्या
सर आपकी सरकार है, आप ही तो साधन उपलब्ध कराएंगे ट्रांसपोर्ट के. आपकी सरकार ने नहीं कराए क्या?
बात है, हम तो इलेक्शन कमीशन से कर रहे हैं, सरकार थोड़ी ही काम करा रही है. काम तो इलेक्शन कमीशन करा रहा है.
सर इलेक्शन कमीशन के पास डिस्ट्रिक्ट मैजिस्ट्रेट और उसी का तंत्र होता है सर.
देश का
इलेक्शन कमीशन के पास कोई अलग स्टाफ नहीं होता है.
इसमें कोई रोल नहीं. जब चुनाव शुरू होता है तो सारे अधिकारी इलेक्शन कमीशन के हो जाते हैं, सरकार के अधीन नहीं होते हैं.
नहीं, इलेक्शन कमीशन के अधिकारी नहीं होते, इलेक्शन कमीशन के लिए काम करते होते स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के एम्प्लॉइज हैं. तो जो वहां पे आपने प्रोवाइड किया होगा सुविधा, वही उसको यूज करेंगे.
उससे कोई मतलब नहीं. आप समझ लीजिए, अभी इलेक्शन कमीशन ने जारी किया कि कोई ट्रांसफर नहीं होगा. नहीं हो रहा.
जब विपक्ष की प्रक्रिया जो विपक्ष संसद को डिसरप्ट कर रही है,
वो इलेक्शन कमीशन के अधीन हो जाते हैं.
इस SIR को लेके जो विपक्ष संसद में डिसरप्शन कर रही है, आप उसके सहमति में हैं? आप मानते हैं सही कर रहे हैं?
हम वो बात नहीं कर. हमने अपनी बात को रखा है कि परेशानी हो रही है. देखिए, ये लोक कल्याणकारी राज्य है. जनता को अभी पहले खेती बिहार में दिखेगा, वो धान रोपनी देखेगा कि आपको ये काम कर. बिहार के लाखों मजदूर बाहर हैं, वो कैसे इतना कम समय में आ जाएगा?
तो
ये बात है. बात
चिंताएं JDU के,
आपको बता रहे गर्मी के दिन में कर लेते.
आपने अपनी चिंताएं जो है, नहीं
ज्यादा समय गुजर गया है, अब 6 महीना पहले कर लेते, उसमें कौन दिक्कत था?
गिरधारी जी, आपने अपनी चिंताएं अपने पार्टी के नेतृत्व के साथ डिस्कस किया है?
आवश्यकता थी. अब पार्टी के नेतृत्व के साथ डिस्कस इसमें करने के, हम भारत के लोकसभा के सांसद है 543 में एक. हमको स्वतंत्र विचार रखने का भी अधिकार है, और उसमें मैंने अपना विचार रखा है.
तो क्या आपकी लालू यादव जी से मीटिंग हुई है, कांग्रेस से मीटिंग हुई है, किससे मीटिंग हुई है इसको लेकर?
मीटिंग का बात छोड़िए, लालू यादव और कांग्रेस कोई बात नहीं. मीटिंग का बात नहीं. बात जनता की समस्या को रख रहे हैं, इसमें मीटिंग का कहां सवाल है?
तो वो भी कह रहे हैं कि वो जनता की समस्या रख रहे हैं.
लालू यादव से बात हुई कि कांग्रेस से बात हुई? जनता की समस्या रख रहे हैं कि जनता को परेशानी हो रही है. जो जनता बता रहा है वो आपको हम बता रहे हैं. इसमें मीटिंग का क्या बात है? लालू यादव का इसमें क्या रोल है?
आप ही के लाइन पे कांग्रेस, राहुल गांधी, लालू यादव हो, तेजस्वी यादव, वो सभी कह रहे हैं कि हम जनता की समस्या को सामने रख रहे हैं.
कौन?
लालू यादव हो गए, तेजस्वी यादव हो गए, कांग्रेस हो गए, राहुल गांधी हो गए, सब यही कह रहे हैं कि आप जनता की तकलीफों को लोगों के सामने रख रहे हैं।
सही बात कह रहा है तो कोई गलत थोड़ी कह रहा है। जो बात सच है उसमें दल से क्या मतलब है? हम लोग तो चुनाव आयोग से
इसीलिए तो आपसे पूछा है सर।
सरकार का काम थोड़ी जो हम सरकार के पक्ष और विपक्ष में बोल रहे हैं, तो पॉलिटिकल पार्टियों का काम है
जी। और जो राजनीतिक दल जैसे आरजेडी कह रहे हैं कि वो चुनाव को बॉयकॉट कर सकते हैं,
पार्टी का मीटिंग बुला के करता था।
क्या आप मानते हैं कि राजनीतिक दलों को चुनाव को बॉयकॉट करना चाहिए?
चुनाव क्यों कोई बॉयकॉट करेगा इस लोकतंत्र में? ये तो नक्सल वाले लोग चुनाव का बॉयकॉट करते थे। लोकतंत्र में जिसको विश्वास है वो चुनाव का बॉयकॉट नहीं करते हैं।
तेजस्वी यादव कह रहे हैं कि जरूरत पड़ी तो वो भी कर सकते हैं
वोट का बहिष्कार करो। हम लोग क्यों इस बात को करें? हम तो इस देश के संवैधानिक संस्था से अपनी बात रख रहे हैं कि उनको मेरी बात सुननी चाहिए। और क्या बात कर रहे हैं हम? बाइकॉट तो नक्सल का लोग करता, हम लोग क्यों चुनाव का बाइकॉट की बात करेंगे? हम लोग को संविधान में आस्था है, संविधान ने मुझे वोट का अधिकार दिया है, संविधान ने मुझे सारे अधिकार प्राप्त किए हैं, मौलिक अधिकार दिया है, वोट का अधिकार दिया है, सारे अधिकार दिया है संविधान, उसके अनुसार हम बोल रहे हैं।
नहीं, बहुत अच्छी बात है, बहुत अच्छी बात है कि जो लोग ये कहते हैं कि इस देश में डेमोक्रेसी नहीं है, रूलिंग पार्टीज में भी डेमोक्रेसी है, और आप कह रहे हैं आपको पूरा अधिकार है, और बिल्कुल अधिकार है हर सिटीजन को अपना व्यू रखने का। इस वक्त जो है हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद गिरधारी यादव जी। लेट्स टेक दिस बैक टू आवर पैनलिस्ट जॉइनिंग अस, एंड लेट मी टेक दिस क्वेश्चन राइट अक्रॉस टू मिस्टर परिमल कुमार। मिस्टर परिमल कुमार, at least within your party there appears to be one MP who's not towing your party's line. What's going on?
Yes, maybe the personal opinion of my honorable member of parliament, but you see, as for one should appreciate the people of Bihar, they showed their democratic spirit. They cooperated with the election commission, and they enabled election commission to cover more than 98% of the people. As far as the question of deletion was concerned, I was saying something about. Actually, opposition leaders always say that election commission is working in the dictatorial way, but this is not reality. As far as the question of 56 lakh voters,
Parimal ji, I will only say this much. Your member of parliament is speaking almost the same language as RJD. He's just stopped short of giving the threat of boycotting polls. But he says the same things. He says that the BLOs have no means of transport. They have no means of actually going door to door, and that the door to door enumeration is not taking place. Let me bring in Anish Gawande now. Anish Gawande, is this a deja vu of Maharashtra?
I'm all smiles on your show tonight, because what Girdhari ji has said just points to the JDU soon becoming an opposition party member. Because if they've accepted everything that we're saying, all that's left is we welcome them with open arms into the India Alliance. Nitish ji has led the India Alliance in the past, and we look forward to having him lead this in the future. So you've got some great statements. You've got some heavy bites on your show tonight. So I think the focus of the debate might just have to be shifted elsewhere. But in jest, I want to reply saying that बाढ़ कहीं हो ना हो, बाढ़ मुंबई में मुंबई मेट्रो 3 के आचार्य आत्रे मेट्रो स्टेशन में है. So I don't know where the flood is happening in Bihar, but in Mumbai we have floods everywhere. So hopefully the SIR won't be able to be conducted there with valid reasons. But Madhav, I just want to say one thing. I'm very glad that finally all opposition parties are listening to what we've been saying all along, including on your show before, that it's not the machine, it's the machinery. I'm glad the conversation has shifted away from EVMs onto voter rolls. On your channel, I had said time and again that we've raised the issue of voter list deletions. We've raised the issue of voters from Mumra being shifted to Kalwa and polling booths from the Lok Sabha election and the Vidhan Sabha elections being different. And I've said time and again that we've submitted a request, mind you, in November 2024 to the Election Commission for digitized voter rolls for Maharashtra, and no reply has been received from the Election Commission. So when Shazia Ilmi ji, and I hope you'd actually let me go first because I've spoken before and after very senior leaders, but I hate to point out that unfortunately the Mumbai High Court has not come down saying that the Election Commission has acted in good faith, because we haven't been able to appeal the Election Commission's orders because the Election Commission hasn't told us anything. So Madhav, I would like to go to the court. I would like to go all the way to the Supreme
Court. There is a petition. Come on. I mean,
Anish,
let's be factual here. There was a petition which had raised serious questions, and that petition was not entertained by the High Court.
No, but my request for the electoral roll is to with the EC. I can't go to the court. The court has said request to the EC. The first step is requesting to the EC.
If the EC is citing, if you know, you have Ashwini Mishra saying a few moments ago that there are the rules that are being changed. If these change in rules is not as per the law of the land, then please appeal the courts. The High Courts, the Supreme Court are all constitutional courts who have the power to adjudicate if either the government or the election commission or someone else has overstepped their brief. But let me bring in that question to the TDP spokesperson. Pattabhiram Komareddy, is this a fair criticism that we have appealed to the election commission to digitize the voter records? The election commission has not listened to our complaint and therefore we are appealing to them, and the fact that they're not listening to us means that they are, being heavy-handed. Please respond to that charge.
Madhav, good evening to you and to all my fellow panelists. See, I too have an experience working as a chief election agent for many elections on behalf of my party. And I'm quite aware of what happens with the preparation of the voters list, with the additions and the deletions, and the role of the BLAs, etc., etc. See, it is very sad and unfair for the opposition, to criticize the election commission, which is doing such a commendable job in Bihar. For example, for the first time in the country, all the polling booths in Bihar are going to have voters of with less than 1,200. Not a single polling booth has voters beyond 1,200. This is the first time that is happening in the country. Why is the opposition not acknowledging that? And around 12,817 new polling booths have been established. Previously, it was around 77,800. Now it is 90,712. When the election commission is doing so much for the benefit of the voters, it is so sad and unfair that the opposition is today criticizing it in such a heavy manner. And what do they want? Do they want to vote on behalf of dead voters? Do they want to rig the elections? Do they want all the 20 lakh votes of the deceased voters to remain on the electoral roll? What do they want? Do they want the votes of 28 lakh people who have migrated permanently from Bihar to remain as voters so that they can rig the election? What does the opposition want? What are they questioning? And if they have some objections, the election commission had given them an opportunity to raise these objections from 1st of August. From 1st of August, my friends from the opposition, Madhav, let me finish. From 1st of August, you are given a fair opportunity to raise your objections. The election commission had given you an opportunity. Let your BLAs work. What are your BLAs doing? If they find something going wrong, ask them to raise an objection from 1st of August. If you find an voter whose name is not in the list, he has an opportunity to get enrolled till the 1st of September. What else do you want? How many opportunities is the election commission giving you? If you're not able
I want to just draw your attention to what has been stated in Maharashtra. Today, I don't know if you've seen the tweet by the CEO. He says that there's a draft electoral roll received by Indian National Congress inviting claims and objections. Total claims and objections received district-wise, there is a breakup. The final electoral roll received by INC after claims and objections were decided by the concerned ERO. Appeals filed with the DM against the decisions of the ERO, all are in either single digits or zero. There are just 2 districts after the final column of F, and that is 3 in Ahmednagar and 79 that have been received in Satara. Rest of the districts, there's one district with 1, which is Nanded, and another district with 6, which is Jalgaon. Now, it appears that some of these claims before the election, if these opportunities have been given, then why is it that post-election they are being politicized?
Madhav, firstly, let me start by saying that Mr. Pattabhiram is a leader I respect very significantly, but it's very unfortunate to see the TDP speak as if you're on Sansad TV in an advertorial for the ECI, because the TDP has consistently taken a stance that questions the government where correct. Madhav, you asked a good question. Why have more objections not been raised? Madhav, if I don't have the digital electoral roll, do you know how long it would take to do this manually? Rahul Gandhi has just come and told you it took the Congress party 6 months to do this for one constituency in Karnataka.
A draft electoral roll has been submitted.
Madhav, forget everything.
One second. Let's go one by one. One second. Mr. Pattabhiram Reddy, I'll give you a chance to rebut that. But my specific question to you is this. There is a draft electoral roll given. There are claims and objections received. Then there's a final electoral roll that is received, and then there are appeals filed with the DM. There are 2 stages of the appeals being given, and you're saying we are not given the electoral roll. How is that factually correct, given what EC is saying? Is the election commission factually wrong then?
Lakhs of pages. Each electoral roll runs into lakhs of pages for a state. Do you expect us to get lakhs of karyakartas to sort of go through every single page? Why can't we get a digitized copy? I'm not asking for much. I'm saying let me get a digitized copy. I'm not making the allegations that other parties are making here today. I'm not saying that there are...
Anish, the point is on one hand, you have an argument that we should go back to ballot papers. On the other hand, you say, no, we should go the digital way. No, both those arguments are not going hand in hand for sure.
We have not said go back to ballot paper. We said
so
under
many of your leaders have said it. From Digvijay Singh to Mallikarjun Kharge to everyone is saying it.
The party policy is we should have a national debate on ballot papers, whether they should be used or not.
That may be your political party's position, but there are several mainstream parties which have a very different position. Pattabhi Reddy, quick response. Pattabhi Reddy, you want to respond to Anish or should I go across to others?
Yeah, Anish, sorry, Madhav. Anish, see, first you try to understand the process. You know, whenever such revision happens, in front of every polling booth, there is a notice board at which, you know, all these additions and deletions are displayed. Ask your BLAs to work properly. If you are not able to manage your BLAs and if you are not able to train your BLAs properly, I can only say sorry. You know, instead of, you know, talking so much about a digital electoral voters list and all, why don't your BLAs work? Why don't your BLAs work? Utilize the opportunity from 1st of August. Get those lists from all the BLOs. Ask your BLAs.
Respond to that. Ashwini, I want Ashwini to respond to that. You know, I'm going to get quick comments from Ashwini and Shahzia before I close. Ashwini, listen to this question. Get the BLOs to work. Get the BLAs to work. I beg your pardon. Every party has their own agents. And this is what Election Commission has said, that the electoral rolls are prepared transparently. Copies were shared with recognized political parties on 24/6/2025, that is today. And they've said that they have shared these electoral rolls with all recognized political parties during the second special summary revision 2024 taken up before the general elections to Maharashtra Assembly 2024. Copies of the draft and final rolls were provided to representatives of all political parties. So where is the question of any debate? Ashwini.
Madhav, Shahzia Ilmi and Pattabhi Rao might be privileged, but they don't know the harsh reality of our villages, where a Gram Panchayat elected Pradhan might not speak to 30% of the population who have not voted for them. And it is not possible for those 30% people to actually outreach to that Gram Pradhan. You are telling our democracy right now stands in the hands of BLOs and BLAs. If BLA doesn't do a proper job, you think that it is okay.
So how are all elections conducted until now?
The voting rights of
no, Ashwini Mishra, this is very wrong. I'll tell you why this is wrong. You are suddenly discovering social, you know, fractures and walls that exist. Which was that not the case for previous elections in other states, in the Lok Sabha? You are coming out. I mean, Ashwini Mishra, I don't know how many Gram Pradhans you've met, but people have, you know, every right to approach the Gram Pradhan. Now, there may be caste divisions, there may be divisions of religion, community, so on and so forth, or language, etc. The point being made over here is this is the same system that has been followed, and suddenly there are all sorts of excuses being made. Quick response from Shahzia. One second. No, quick response. But anyway, Shahzia Ilmi, there are difficulties in implementing it. Why is the digital role not being provided? And there may be problems or hurdles in all the people approaching the Gram Pradhan. That's the concern being expressed by opposition parties. Closing remarks from you, Shahzia.
First of all, I would like to ask Ashwini ji. Ashwini ji, you please don't run down the people of Bihar and our citizens of Bihar and the voters. They know, they're extremely well aware, and they have fought a rigging that when it's happened many years back. So please do not be so condescending and patronizing. And secondly, keep your eyes, at the 1st of August, open on the 1st of August, where you'll see the entire list out there. And yes, a speaker from PDP, Padambi Bhai, is right, because Padambi Bhai is saying that, what are your BLAs doing? Surely, are you saying that you have no BLAs, no agents to oversee this? And it's a large state, but it has many districts, it has many booths. So booth-wise, you can take a look at it. I fought an election, that's how it's done. That's how it's done every year, year after year. So why make this huge story? And also, I want to say something about Aadhaar saturation. It is really suspicious and very sinister.
Yes, that's something we have debated. That's something we have debated in the past. I agree with you, Shahzia. There are concerns that have been expressed, but in this particular case, the point is that the process is being conducted. If there are genuine concerns, then certainly there are avenues in which to express them. And certainly, of course, political parties have every right to express concerns. But the point being made over here is the entire exercise is being painted in a particular brush. Of course, will Parliament debate it? It continues to remain a question, and that's a key demand of various opposition parties. I'm going to request all our panelists, in fact, Shazia Ilmi, Patabiram Komareddy, Parimal Kumar, Ashwini Kumar Mishra, Anish Gawande and Professor Badshah Alam. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this evening. More breaking news and another debate coming up in just a few moments.